Welcome everyone. How are we all doing? Yeah, so today just feeling kinda stressed out, tired, but I know I just need a couple of rests, then gonna get myself back again. So today, I feel we should talk about um trading that's over trading, the number of times we trade and its relation to us treating trading like a business. And like as we all know already, some of us probably listening to this or watching this video might probably be entrepreneurs. You have a business, some don't, maybe some are still in the process. So we know that the business is very complex. It's made up of a lot of things, a lot of structures to keep it standing, a lot of foundations to keep it standing. Yeah. So, yeah, one thing I realized is that um, whether we like it or not, we need to treat trading like a business. We need to treat trading like a business. And I realized that it is this mindset shift. It is this mindset shift that differentiates gamblers from real traders. Yeah, because over time I noticed that we have to create structures. We have to create structures. It is not just about analyzing the charts. It comprises of so many things. Yeah, because whether we like it or not, we are not just um we don't just deal with cash, with money. Our mental capacity, our we are also burning out emotional and mental resources. Yeah, so the management is not only in the aspect of the risks to reward, the money and all of that, our mental management, emotional management and all of that. So it needs to be treated like a business, the same way a business at the end of the month we take analysis, take stock and all of that. It's also the same way it needs to be treated like a so it's also the same way it needs to be treated like yeah, even our trading also. So, and there comes um maybe our weekly ASR, which is, let's say, advanced self review. Yeah, advanced self review and all of that. So, and also number of trades we take, maybe in a day, maybe in a week, maybe in a month. Yeah. So before, I thought that I needed to trade every single day. Yeah. But then I kept losing and then kept blowing up accounts. But then now I realized that more trades doesn't necessarily equal um more money. In fact, I believe the opposite is actually the case. More trades doesn't necessarily equal um more money. In fact, taking lesser trades is actually the best. Taking lesser trades, because me personally, what I realized is that when I started having other things to do, I started building up other things, and then so I had other things basically that also needed my attention. So I noticed, okay, so let's say I take a trade during London section. So once I'm in the trade, then I'm off doing other things. Maybe probably within the day I come back, and then whatever the market gives me, and then yeah. So after that I'm off again. So I noticed that there was more progress than when I didn't have anything doing. The only thing in my life is just trading. So I found myself in a position whereby I was sitting looking at the chart, sitting looking at the chart for hours, for hours. So sitting looking at the charts for hours. So please sorry about the background noise. Okay. So looking at the charts for hours, yeah, and then I noticed that I couldn't let a trade just play out. I couldn't let it just do what it wants to do. Why? Because I'm seeing the way my PNL is going up and down. Those candlesticks, how the red, how the red candlesticks is showing, how the red candlestick is showing, how the blue candlestick is forming, and all of that. So those things, and seeing those things alone, it can it can make our emotions to become unstable. So it really helps a lot to have other things you need to attend to, other things you need to attend to. Yeah, yeah. So that when we put a trade on now, we don't have to sit there looking at every tick and toke of the candle, every price movement. Because sometimes just because price begins to go against us doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to hit stop loss. I've seen that in quite a number of trades. In fact, there are even some of them, it was so close to the stop loss that I just couldn't take it. I went out of the trade, and that trade literally reversed and went to take profit. Yeah, but some of these things, when we have other things doing in our life, you won't even be there to see that drawdown. Like you won't even be there. You won't even know that that kind of drawdown is taking place at that particular time. So you will not come out of the trade. So all you will come back, you see that trade has got you to take profit. And then you say, wow, so this thing, price did this kind of drawdown. Even you yourself, you know that had it been you were there, you'd have closed that trade. You would have closed that trade. So treating trading like a business, treating it now, coming into the game with a professional mindset. Now, not just with a professional mindset, creating systems and structures around just to ensure that everything goes smoothly. To ensure that everything goes smoothly. Yeah. So, the same way that a business is strategic, you don't just spend money anyhow, you don't just bring in goods anyhow. It is strategic. The department, depending on how large and big the business is, department is strategic. Same way also, we don't just we we will try, or let's say I will try to not just take trades on the go, but to be strategic. To be strategic. More trades doesn't necessarily always mean more money. In fact, lesser trades equals to more quality trades. Yeah, equals to more quality trades. And more quality trades, which means automatically those which means automatically those trades that those unnecessary losses are minimized. So once those unnecessary losses are minimized, and then more quality trades. So yeah, so lesser trades, lesser unnecessary losses, more quality trades. Yeah, so it needs to be strategic. It needs to be strategic. So yes. So that's all I can say for now. The number one lesson I learned is that I need to treat trading like a business. The second lesson I learned is that more trades doesn't necessarily mean more profits. In fact, lesser trades actually equal to more, because with lesser trades now I can have quality, more quality trades. Yeah. So yes, thank you so much and see you next time.